What do you do if you love to eat, but you want to be in shape? You're busy, you want to be able to prep delicious meals, but you also want to be able to eat out once in a while, and you're kind of just in this space where you feel confused because you know you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, but you just love food. And if you didn't leave your appetite in check, you'd end up eating 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories a day. Now, for me, I don't typically eat, more than 3,000 to 3,500, but if I eat a quarter of my appetite, that's typically what I eat. And the solution I've put in place for this is I've just gotten my metabolism to the point where I maintain at 3,000. However, if you're not in that place already and maybe your maintenance is more like 2,500 or something like that, and maybe you have more weight to lose than I do, then this video is for you, because in this video I'm going to share the top 3 strategies. The first 2 are viable strategies. The third one is a strategy that I'm not a big fan of that will allow you to actually lose the weight while still having a big appetite that is going to work for you long term. So I'm very excited to share this video with you today. And if you're here on this YouTube channel, just drop me a like, comment, subscription, whatever else it is. It helps the algorithm, it helps engagement, it helps to reach more people with these videos to help change their lives as well. So let's dive into it. I've got a presentation for you guys today, and I want to dive into, have to probably cut that part out in a sec. I accidentally showed my Slack channel there. But anyways, so yeah, let's dive into this slideshow that I put together for you guys. So the whole idea is how to lose weight if you love to eat a lot and adjusting your metabolism to match your appetite. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know all 3 strategies to make sure that you guys obviously know exactly what you need to do if this is you and you wanna be able to get and stay in great shape without having to starve yourself to do endless hours of cardio. So, as you may already know, losing weight requires a calorie deficit, and how you create that deficit determines your success and how well you're going to stick to it, because how well you stick to it determines your results. So why is it that most people fail? There's really 3 reasons. They either get too hungry, they get too busy, or they lose motivation and consistency. So again, by the end of this video, you're going to know how to get back in shape in a sustainable, enjoyable way, even if you have a big appetite, you're busy, and you struggle with motivation, or you've struggled with motivation in the past, or maybe you hit a plateau and lost motivation before. So the first thing we're gonna dive into, which is the bulk of this video, is when you're too hungry, okay? And, let's say if you ate as much as you wanted, like I said in the beginning, you would typically eat 3,000, 3,500 calories a day according to your appetite. If you were to restrict at 2,000 to 2,500, you would lose weight, but after even just 1 week, or if you push yourself after a few weeks, you're gonna get huge cravings, and eventually you're gonna cave and fold and go to a buffet, eat 5, 6, 7,000 calories, or go get a bunch of snacks and, wake up the next day in a pile of empty ice cream containers and chip wrappers and be like, holy crap, what did I do? And then you're right back to your starting point, you gain a bunch of weight, you feel like crap, and you feel jaded towards it, right? And I've been there, and I know a lot of people have been there, and I've helped a lot of people who have been there, and it's a shitty place to be, but don't worry, by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to do. And obviously, if you need help customizing it to yourself, just drop a comment or book a call, and we can definitely help you out. So another thing that happens when people face hunger along the journey, and they're trying to get in shape by starving themselves and restricting themselves and doing endless hours of cardio, is you end up hitting a plateau, you end up getting busy, and other obstacles come up, and then you lose motivation, you quit and stop. Or maybe you lose a little bit of initial weight and you no longer quote unquote feel fat, but as you're starting to see progress, you lose that motivation because your original motivation was that you felt fat, and so you lose the motivation as well. So there's a lot of things we're going to talk about, and we'll talk about the motivation aspect at the end, but let's just focus on the hunger aspect first. Because the last thing I want is for you to yo-yo and feel frustrated, jaded, and have that affect your energy and your confidence, because you end up gaining more weight when you rebound because your metabolism crashes if you starve yourself too much, and I don't want that to affect other areas of your life as well. So let's break the cycle today so you can step in as the most energetic and confident version of yourself, which is obviously going to help your career and business, as opposed to gaining weight, losing energy and confidence, having that negatively affect your career, business, and relationships. So if you're too hungry, the whole question that I want you to ask yourself is, instead of how do I eat 2,500 calories a day, which is a viable question, the question I prefer for you to ask is, how do we reverse engineer that quantity of food, that volume of food, so you can still feel satisfied by what you're eating, but yet still achieve a caloric deficit to lose weight? My favorite option, which is the option I've chosen for myself, is to increase metabolism to 3,500 calories a day, which then produces a 500 calorie deficit. Now, for somebody who's already lean, that means when somebody's lean, they typically have lower leptin levels, because leptin is a hormone that goes up from satiation. It also goes up when you're more overweight, which allows you to lose weight faster. But yeah, if you're already lean, like you're already under 15% body fat, you're probably going to lose 1 pound of fat per week on a 500 calorie deficit. But if you're above that, like 18 to 22, 25, even as high as 28%, you're probably going to lose 2 to 3 pounds a week. And if you're above 28 to 30%, you're going to lose up to 3 to 5 pounds a week. And again, a lot of that is fat, a lot of that is water. But again, that's what we typically see. People who are, upper 200s or in the 300s lose weight faster than people who are in like the low 200s, and people in the mid 200s lose weight middle. People who are under 200 usually lose weight a little bit slower. But again, I've seen guys who are 180 drop down to like 160 and lose 2 to 3 pounds of fat a week and get there very quickly. But again, The leaner you are, the slower you're going to lose weight. The more weight you have to lose, the more likely it is that you're somebody with a big appetite or a really slow metabolism, but also the faster you'll lose it once we get the metabolism, obviously dialed in. Now, I have other videos on this channel. If you've already had a consultation with me or you have a consultation coming up, we're obviously going to talk about this. And if you haven't booked a consultation yet, I'll attach a link in the description below so that you can actually book one of those for any times that we still have available on our calendars. So, option number 2, and ironically, as I'm making this video, I'm actually pretty hungry, so I'm probably gonna eat after this, after I finish this block of videos I'm filming today. But the second option, if you're too hungry, which is the second thing that I do, is to create more filling but less calorie dense versions of the foods you like. So basically healthy versions. So if you like fried chicken, instead of doing deep fried chicken with flour and canola oil and glutinous breadcrumbs and low quality chicken with pesticides in it, why don't you do pan fried organic chicken with gluten-free breadcrumbs and coconut oil and possibly use some almond flour, okay? So if you're somebody who's very addicted to like unhealthy fried chicken, that might not sound as appealing. And yeah, it doesn't taste quite the same, but once you get used to it, you actually prefer the healthy version because it doesn't make you feel like shit. It's crazy because after a few weeks of doing this, you will rewire your brain. I'm going to come off the screen share for a second because I really want to hammer this point home. You're going to rewire your brain. I know exactly what you're feeling right now. You're like, dude, I don't want to eat the healthy version. I want the real thing. I want that satisfaction. I want that energy crash and tiredness and shittiness that I feel after eating the decadent foods because that is my satisfaction. And there's a lot of psychological stuff that goes into this. If your parents showed you love by feeding you large quantities of food, and maybe they didn't feed you the best qualities of food because most parents didn't know better, when we were all growing up, if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s right now, your parents probably didn't know better. Well, guess what? You're probably going to have that psychological trigger rooted into your brain, your psychology, but also into your gut health. Your gut is used to those foods, and your gut actually signals to your brain to crave certain foods. But as we rewire your gut health, and there's different gut health strategies that I could share with you, if you want to do a consultation, you want to join the program, then that's going to help you so much with rewiring your cravings, both psychologically and physically, in actual health of your gut, your microbiome. Your microbiome has such an impact on your cravings. And I'm not going to go super into it in this video because it's a very dense and technical topic. But if you're a person who likes dense technical stuff, literally go research it. Connection, like type this in Google, the connection between the gut and your food cravings and your mental state and your emotional state, everything. It is so interconnected. And right now, if you're craving crap foods, there's a high chance that your gut health is effed up. Okay? And that's where your gut is literally signaling to your brain. The bacteria in your gut are signaling to your brain to crave certain foods that are bad for your body composition, aka your body fat percentage, and bad for your mental, energy and clarity of thought. Yet you crave these things, and until you break that cycle by reprogramming your gut health with different probiotics, different healthy foods that feed the right probiotics and bacteria, I almost said biologies, bacteria that you want in your stomach, and you rewire your psychological food cravings with the healthy versions, trust me, it only takes 3 to 4 weeks. You just got to stick to it with these healthy versions, and you're going to feel so much better. And once in a while, you can eat the crap version, but by that point, you're not even going to want to eat the crap version because you literally feel like dog crap afterwards. You feel tired, energy crash, all the bad side effects of eating crap quality foods. So again, that's what I'm hoping to impress upon you today and wire into you. And obviously, there's only so much I could say inside of one video screaming at you, but if we end up working together, that's something we're going to drill home and make sure that you follow through on until you've rewired all the cravings psychologically and physically, so you never crave crap foods again. That being said, you're still going to crave the healthy version of it, but at least you're craving something healthy that tastes decadent and delicious. Like I literally eat homemade coconut oil, organic potato fries in the air fryer almost every single night with delicious grass-fed steak. It is absolutely amazing. That is probably what I'm going to make after this. In fact, I got to order my steak on Instacart. So right after this. Now, if you crave flour pizza, you can do chicken or cauliflower pizza. Now, the thing is, for me, I only crave pizza once every 2 weeks, so I typically just use it as like a cheat meal. But if I craved pizza on an ongoing basis, I would get better at making chicken and cauliflower pizza, or I just buy a bunch of those shells at the store. But I can still do flour pizza from Whole Foods, high quality version once in a while, like once every 2 weeks, and not see a negative impact on my physique. But again, I've built my metabolism and gut health to that point where I'm able to do that. Okay. If you like Indian food, this is a craving that I grew up with because my mom is Pakistani. So, I associate, some of these flavors with love because this is how my mom showed me love. And so I had to create healthy versions like slow cooked curry powdered chicken. And I put other things other than curry powdered chicken. I don't have this in my slow cooker recipe book, but I always create these custom recipes for clients and put it in their meal plans. Like I could, depending on how long this video ends up going, I might just pull up one of my clients' meal plans where I create a bunch of recipes for her based on what flavors and pairings she likes. But obviously, if we do a consultation, we can talk about how we can do that for you as well. Now, Arabic food as well. My dad is Algerian, so my mom learned how to make Arabic food so that she could show him love as well. So and then also family gatherings, I would always eat Middle Eastern food, Algerian food. So what I do to satisfy those cravings is I'll either make beef shank or I'll make shawarma seasoned beef or chicken in the slow cooker, which is another one of my personal recipes that I use. And then if you like deep fried McDonald's fries with canola oil and plastic potatoes or whatever the heck they use in McDonald's, you can make homemade fry press coconut oil fries in an air fryer, which is a recipe that's extremely popular with my clients, and I make this, at least a couple times a week. So look, like I said, the taste will not initially be the same, but once you get used to it, it'll actually taste better, and you're gonna prefer the healthy version because you literally feel energetic and happy and energized and healthy afterwards instead of feeling like crap, bloated, brain fog, tired, and shitty. Okay? Now, do me a favor real quick. If you disagree with what I just said, or you have objections to this, comment down below. Let's spark some debate in the comments. I'm really curious to hear, what are your struggles with eating healthier foods, making healthy versions of foods that you like? Is it convenience? Is it time? Is it prep? There's a lot of nuance that goes into this, but I want to make sure I address that with you to make sure that you get value out of this video, okay? So let's dive back into the presentation here. So the third option, again, is the option that I do not prefer, which is to starve yourself and do endless hours of cardio, okay? I put in parentheses a joke because I don't want you to actually do this. And the sad thing is that this is what most people do, and that's why they fail. Just like in the downward spiral example I shared today, where you yo-yo, you feel jaded, you see it affect your energy, your confidence, your career, your relationships, your business, everything, because you're tired and unconfident. I mean, that's a shitty cycle. I don't want you to be in that cycle. So let's break that cycle and not do option 3, because I would rather that you do what I do, which is where you get to eat epic meals that taste amazing, they're healthy, they satisfy you, and whenever you crave something, you can literally either get away with it because your metabolism is fast because we implemented solution 1, and obviously I've been on this journey for 2 to 3 years. So, since my metabolism first slowed down when I got older and more stressed and more busy, so this was a thing I had to do to take my metabolism from being a stressed out metabolism and being a healthy, youthful metabolism again. Or again, you create a healthy version of this, like I do my French fries, my Indian food, my Arabic food every single week, multiple times a week. My healthy version is because those are the things I want to eat, and I don't want to feel like shit all the time from eating the actual, dairy-filled, crap-quality Indian food that you get at the store, or like, the canola oil and grapeseed oil filled freaking Arabic food that you get at the store too. No, I want the healthy version where I control the ingredients and the quality of ingredients because I order them and make them myself. Now, again, if you're short on time, we got to use the slow cooker for most of your prep because the fries do take, a significant amount of time, so you got to enjoy cooking and have the time to do so. But, you can at least get the Whole Foods fries and pop them in the air fryer. That's at least better than doing McDonald's fries, and, it'll taste better too. And obviously the slow cooker for these other ones. So again, if you need specific help with this, just comment or send us a message or book a consultation. We're happy to help you out specifically with this. Now, again, this is something we talk about a lot, and I actually posted a video on this yesterday on time management and what we call strategic strikes. And I also have another video on the channel about how to balance business, fitness, and relationships. So check that out. If you struggle to find the link, just comment down below and we'll find the link for you. Just let us know. So implement those. So strategic strikes is if you screw up on your meal prep and you forget to do it, you need to have a strategic way to fit it into the next day. If you miss a workout, instead of going down the slippery slope of not working out for the whole week because you just throw away the whole week, let's figure out how to combine workouts the next day so that you get right back on track and it's easy. And the same thing with time management. We got to be structured with our time. We got to be disciplined with our time. We got to be accountable to our time. You may or may not be able to do that on your own, but if you work with us, you're definitely going to get the accountability that you need. And then the last component is losing motivation. So the tool that I always use to achieve emotional leverage upon myself and upon clients is the emotional leverage tool. And it's extremely powerful because this is just a simple principle of taking action, is that if the resistance is greater than your reason, you're not going to take action. If the reason is greater than the resistance, that's when you're going to take action. Now, the thing is, your reasons will shift. Remember at the beginning of this video, I said that if you use pain as a motivator where you're like, man, I feel fat, I'm tired of, my wife no longer being attracted to me, I'm tired of being forever alone, I'm tired of being tired and having that affect my business and the amount of income that I can produce and the amount of my team members and coworkers or bosses or whatever position you are in your career or business, these people around me don't respect me. You might be in massive pain about that, and that might give you enough motivation to change. But what happens when you have a good body? Are you just going to go back to eating crap because you now no longer have those pain points? No. We need to then shift from using pain as motivation to using possibility as motivation, which is, more of an identity level change. And we'll talk about that. I don't like to give general recommendations about this stuff because, really with anything, because it's all specific, but I like to share the principle. But that's essentially the principle, and that's a process we can take you through if we do a consultation to make sure that even if you don't sign up for the program, you leave that consultation with everlasting motivation to make sure that you never see failure again. You'll see failure, but you'll know how to handle it and overcome it very easily because you have the strategy and the motivation to do so. But yeah, so you got to be able to reflect and renew your motivation and have strong reasons at all times. And again, the PCC and the 6 P's motivation frameworks are very similar to this, and that's what we use. And what I'd like to offer to you right now is if you're watching this video right now and you know that you need the customization, you need a custom strategy for you, and you know that you need the motivation and accountability to follow through on this, and you know that it's been too long that you felt this way, that you've been struggling, that you've been yo-yoing, and you know that someone like me can help you with this, then what I want you to do is book a consultation below. If you already have a consultation, I sent you this video to watch before the consultation so you understand the principles so we can hit the ground running, then that's fine. We already have our call booked. But if you don't already have a call booked, you owe it to yourself to do so if there's still spots on our calendar. So I'm going to attach the link at the top of the description below. Go ahead and click that, book a time. If none of the times work for you or they're all booked, just comment, let us know, and we'll open up a time for you. Now, anyways, that is it for the video. So just to recap, if you have a big appetite, you need to figure out how to boost your metabolism, create healthy, lower calorie versions of the foods that you like that still taste good and are physically satisfying food volume wise in your stomach. And I would not recommend starving yourself or doing endless hours of cardio because that's a road to nowhere. That's a road to yo-yo dieting, which is the whole thing we want to solve with this. If you struggle with time management, there's the strategic strikes video and the time management video on my channel. And then of course with motivation, that's something we'll cover on the consultation, which you can book below. Now comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you learned. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what you want me to cover in future videos. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.